be there at the club and perform and do well. And if that goes well, then the rest of everything you could do here it just feels so much better.
So it's just showing in our performances. We're really having a good time, and the team and the girls are great. So yeah.
All these boys have some special abilities that they have to keep exploring.
That goal that she scored against Western United, like she does it on a daily.
I think I've had this experience too. But
have you? No, don't say that.
Watch out for that.
Can you believe it? Here we are, the Pitch Podcast. This is very exciting because we are halfway through our Isuzu A-League men's season and our Ninja A-League women's season, and both our Adelaide United men's and women's teams are close to the top of the league, and we love it. We can reflect on the season but also look positively towards the back half of 24-25. And hi, I'm Jarrod. You might hear my voice at the games. Some of you enjoy that, some of you may not. It doesn't matter. I love this club and I love the people that make up the club, and I'm so pumped to be joined by two new faces wearing the Adelaide United red, or the bone white this season. That is Bart Vriends and Lucía León. Thank you very much for joining us on the Pitch Podcast. Bart, welcome.
Thank you so much. Bone white, is that what they call it?
I think it's bone white, or what do you call it? Ivory?
Champagne white?
Champagne, okay. Now, I need full correct pronunciation here, so because I'm very much particular on how I say things. We had a player once at Adelaide United. His name is Apostolos Thanadelopoulos. So I needed to make sure that I didn't just call him AP, Panagiotis Kikianis. I have to say things like this, right? Yeah. So Bart Vriends, am I saying that correctly? Hit me up.
It's a bit too much of an Aussie way to pronounce
Do it.
It's just Bart Vriends, actually.
Bart Vriends.
Oh, that's very close,
Okay.
Bart Vriends, yeah.
Bart Vriends. Okay, I need to do that. Now, Lucía, on the pronunciation guide, it says Lucía, but then I hear Lucía. But technically, because you are Spanish, is it Lucía?
Yes, that's it.
I was thinking that,
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really good to know, because I think it's challenging for people when they come from a different part of the world and they come to Australia, where you want to hear people say your name correctly.
Yeah, so you're doing an excellent job.
I'm trying.
I'm impressed.
Well, I'm impressed with both of you, because you are wearing outstanding kicks, first of all. I'll tell you what, here's what I've done this morning. I tried to go for a run at 7 o'clock this morning, and then I haven't had a shower yet, so I stink. So I've chucked on my T-shirt. I'm wearing slides and these pants I got in Bali. You both are looking fresh.
We take this very seriously.
We do, indeed. Yeah, fashion is good.
Well, let's talk about the seasons. It's great to have you both, but I wanted to start with you. How did you actually end up coming to Adelaide United?
It's a long story. I'll try to give you the brief version. I was obviously 33 last summer, and I always had this desire to play abroad and to do something adventurous and to play overseas. And because I was in the Netherlands for 14 years or so, and as I grew older and older, I didn't want to extend another contract at my former club Sparta, where I was really happy. So I wanted to take this opportunity in this transfer window to try and find something special. And everyone, I think, knows that I knew Craig Goodwin from back when we played at Sparta, and he's a big player here at the club, but he's also a fan of the club. And he knew that they might look for a centre-back this last winter, and I was available, and I've spoken to Craig already back in the days. I would want to play in Australia one day and do something adventurous and special. And then the two things came together. Like, I got a text message from Marius first, and Ernest Faber, the Dutchman, called me later, and then we started doing this negotiations and the conversations, and it was a great feeling from the start. So that's sort of the reason why I end up here. And
football is such a global game where, like, we love Goody, and he loves the football club, but it shows that the relationships that you build, it could actually, one player could almost become a recruiter or a football director, because essentially, similarly with Javi Lopez joining, that was Isaias who had the connection with Juande, who had the connection with Javi. I mean, things like that happen so rapidly.
Yeah, football is probably more of a network world than people would think it is. Like, obviously you need to have certain quality and skills and all that, but to connect a player from Spain or the Netherlands to a club all the way at the other side of the world in Australia is not too easy. Like, there's so many players that around the world. So sometimes you just need your network or a friend of a friend that could give you a possibility to play somewhere else, and that's sort of how it happened.
What about you, Lucía? Because we had a big changeover of players in our A-League women's squad. It was a huge turnover of players, which I feel like we almost needed to have, considering how disappointing last year was. How did you end up playing for Adelaide United?
Well, I was free as well this season. I wasn't expecting to come to Australia, I'm not going to lie. I was trying to stay in Europe, close to home and stuff like that. I've always played in Europe regardless. But my agent just came up with this opportunity. And I said, Adelaide, I'm going to lie. I had to go on Google Maps and where is Adelaide? And then he said,
did you see that we're the serial killer capital of Australia?
Stop!
Yeah. So that... So that's probably one you should have missed, which is good.
I missed it.
That's the only thing they didn't talk. Like, they told me everything about the beach and the lifestyle and the people, but this is the one.
This is the first one. No one told me about that. Oh, good thing I know now.
We're
I'm
okay
here.
for now. Yeah, it's
I
okay.
can't go back. So, oh my God. Well, that happened. I looked the team up and stuff. And I was still in the back of my head. I was still trying to see whether I could stay in Europe at the time. It was quite early in the summer. And then that option was just always there. I met Stens in a call and stuff, and I really liked our chat and stuff. And I said, oh, maybe this could be an opportunity. And conversations started to happen, and then my family was waiting to see what decision I was going to make, and I said, I'm going, because my gut was telling me to come, and thank God I did, because I'm loving it. I'm enjoying the season a lot, and it's been really, really great so far.
There's almost a South Australian connection, though, isn't there? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you scored the first goal for Tottenham in the Super League. Is this correct?
Yeah.
And then Charlotte Grant's over playing in the Super League at the moment. So there's almost a connection of Adelaide, which is wonderful. I wanted to ask you both about your first impressions. So you can only Google so much, and then Craig tells you, Bart, about South Australia. So you get a bit of an understanding, but until you actually get off the plane and go, it's a big little city or a little big city, what's your first impressions when you get off the plane?
It was like winter. I didn't expect. So back home, you have this picture in your head, right? So Australia is like full of sunny beaches and palm trees, and this, sun is out there all the time. And then it was winter. It was even hotter in the Netherlands at the time I arrived here than it was here. So that was the first thing, and then it took me a couple of weeks, maybe 2 months or so, to adjust to the rhythm and to the lifestyle and to the people here. And as at the moment I was feeling at home after maybe 2 months or so, it got better and better. And now I'm like, this is just what I was looking for. This is just the adventure, how I wanted it to be. And obviously it goes hand in hand with performances on the pitch. Because we've been doing pretty well in the first half of the season, and everything just got together at the right point now.
I'll talk about the adventures in a moment. For you, Lucía, coming here and experiencing the culture and the lifestyle, considering that you never even thought about coming to Australia, was it quite confronting or was it quite welcoming straight away?
I would say it was quite welcoming, because I come from London, so everything is like a rush out there. You're 24/7 on the go, doing so many things in the day. It's cold, it's raining, it's very dark, especially in the winter. So I was really looking forward to the summer here, and like you said, I didn't pack a lot of winter clothes.
It was actually cold in the morning.
I came with 2 hoodies, and I was wearing them every single day. I was like rewashing and stuff, and my friend had to give me a hoodie actually for me to wear, because I was like, I was packing up and I was like, all summer clothes will be fine. No, it was actually a bit cold, but not as much as it was in London for sure. And it was like, it's just a small city, exactly what I was looking for as well. I'm very calm as well. Like when I'm at home and stuff, I can be a bit crazy on the field or at training, but I'm quite calm, and I think this city is like that as well. Like it's barely any traffic, and when there is, it's like it might take you another 5-10 minutes, whereas in London it should take me like 2 hours to get to training sometimes, because if it's peak hour, like your whole day is gone coming back and forth from training. So yeah, I was very excited and still like enjoying myself quite a bit, and like he said, it's also showing in our performances. We're really having a good time, and the team and the girls are great. So yeah,
so that for me is really important, because you are both players who have had international experience playing on, all around the world. And I feel that there's a risk when you sign players from outside of Australia that they come for a holiday.
Yeah.
And we've seen this in the A-League men and women before, that people come with high profile and they like living near the beach and they like going and being part of a football team, but that doesn't necessarily translate to on-field performance. So, Bart, I'll start with you. You touched on this before, it must make you really proud, but was there a little bit of nerves because you came to the club, you couldn't really start because you were injured, and then you wanted to prove to the club, the community and the country that you are here not just for holiday?
No, exactly. Like, it was very frustrating, to be honest. It took me 2 or 3 months with injury after injury to get into the team and to start playing. And I live with, I would say, a lot of ambition. Like, I like to go around, I like to meet new people, I like to see new stuff. But it's completely clear to me that the order has to be right. Like, first, be there at the club and perform and do well. And if that goes well, then the rest of everything you could do here just feels so much better. I don't want to go around, live like a tourist here, because I came to play football here. And secondhand, to just enjoy a new culture, new people, and a new country. But that is the only order that gives a certain satisfaction to me, and that is what's happening now. And that's the beauty of football. Like, it gives you such a good feeling if you do well as a team, if you do well as a club, if you work hard together, if you succeed, and then after being tired after an exciting match or so, just have a breathe and enjoy what's around you in the world.
So for you, Lucía, then you come to a team where we had a really poor season last year. Yeah. The players that we had who are our international players have gone. So we've had, over the past couple of seasons in our A-League women's team, international players who have stayed for 12 months and gone, which means it hasn't worked for both parties. Yeah. So then do you feel a little bit of pressure and nerves to come in and go, well, I'm here to do a job, and it's important that they see that I'm actually here to help the team but also progress your career?
Yeah, for sure. I think there was expectations from us when we arrived, especially because of the experiences that they had last season with the international players and stuff. So I think the most important thing for me is to it was more like outside of the field rather than on the field, because I knew what I could give to the team as soon as in the first 2 weeks I was like, okay, we're good. It was more like making a relationship with the players as well. Like, I wanted them to feel like they can call us if they were going for a coffee after training or something. Like, don't feel like we're just going to do our own thing and stuff. And our team is like really great. Like, I love spending time with them. Like, we finish our game sometimes. Obviously, like we said, we have our priorities, and first thing is make sure that our performances on the field are good, and then you can start enjoying what's outside. It's the best feeling. He described it so well, because the best feeling is if you go to the beach after your game, especially here at home, with 3 points. It's the best. It's the best. Not true. It's the best. It's not like we would have a miserable life, because you still have family and partners that are here, so you don't want them to feel like they can't talk to you or they can't suggest plans because you lost a match. We try to still leave, but it's not the same.
It's actually, you should be grateful that you don't have kids, because when like Javi or Isaias lose, their kids go up to and say, why did you lose that game? So the pressure's on them at home then as well.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's good to know. Like, I want to ask about the teams, because you can't really comment on last season because you weren't here. Yeah. But for me, who is a supporter and a fan, there are 2 really significant things that I've noticed. For the men's side, we lost a lot of experience and a lot of, especially goal-scoring experience last season. So Hiroshi Ibusuki, we didn't want to lose him to Western United, but he's there and he's one of football's nice guys. Ben Halloran, who is a Socceroo, who's had great experience scoring goals. There was a lot of player turnover, as there always is. And then Nestori Irankunda also leaves to Bayern Munich. I was wondering, where are the goals coming from? So then we sign the likes of Archie Goodwin, Dylan Perias, Ben Falami, and now looking at the way that the team plays, I feel we're unpredictable in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Anyone can score goals, and we seem really organised. Is that an accurate thing to say, Bart?
No, definitely. I had the same feeling. Obviously, Hiroshi scored 15 plus goals or so.
Yeah, especially in the second half of the season, he was brilliant.
And it's just hard to change that player and find a new top goal scorer. But we play with a certain structure and an organization that works very well for us, both defensively, although we can do better on that part, and attacking too. So we are pretty unpredictable, and we have a lot of players that can turn chances into goals, right? So it's probably more of a team performance, hopefully this year. And if we continue doing this and also be more steady and structured in the second part of the season, we can achieve big things.
And Lucía, the most recent example I can give you is the game that we had against Western United at Martin Sports Complex. I sat there watching that game in the ridiculous heat, thinking, this is one of the first times that I've watched an Adelaide United women's game and known that we could put on a performance even in the absence of Fiona Wirtz, in the absence of Izzy Hodgson and Dylan Holmes. And then we've seen goal scorers, we've seen young players, and again, there's an organisation and trust that comes across that this team has, that no matter the time of the game, that someone can score a goal or make a save or put the captain's armband on. Again, is that an accurate thing to say?
No, not at all. I think it's very much like the boys. I think we have a lot of people up front. Chelsea, Erin, Fiona, they can Condon. She's doing an amazing season, and I think we are very unpredictable at top. Anyone can score. Me and Hoji tend to help a lot in attack, so it's a lot of numbers that go forward for us. It is true that sometimes we can do a little bit better defensively, especially towards the end of each half. But we've been scoring goals. Claudia's been fantastic in goals. So I think overall we are having a really, really good team performances, and it's playing in our favour for sure.
There also seems to be a good balance of leadership where maybe in the past we've relied on the captain to give the motivational chat or to speak up. You're very vocal on the pitch, which I like, and I sometimes feel that every line needs a leader to be able to be vocal and hold one another accountable, no matter your experience or age. Do you notice that as well?
Yeah. I think Ella is doing a great job. Her talks are great before the games and stuff. But we have Matilda on the pitch. Dylan is back now. I try to help as much as I can. But even Erin, she doesn't talk that much on the field necessarily.
But she talks with her feet.
She talks with her feet. Gosh. That's exactly what I was about to say. She talks with her feet, with her movement. It's so easy to play with her because when you have the ball, she's already making that move. So you already know where to pass it, when to pass the ball, where she points it. It's so easy to play with people like that. And then
I had a moment. I need to tell you about this moment with Erin.
Yeah.
I'm watching the game against Western United, and I'm like, okay, so Erin started. Okay, so I don't really know too much about her. And I asked Frankie, one of the staff, I said, tell us about Erin. And just as she was about to speak, Erin's taken the ball from the other half run up the whole pitch and scored a worldie. And I'm like, you don't need to talk. That's why we've got it.
Don't even talk. You don't have to. That's the fact. She does that almost every session. And we were just waiting for it to happen in the game. When you're playing against Erin, we celebrate when you either block the ball or she passes it to someone else because she can't shoot or anything. She can shoot both feet great, and she's just so agile and she's so smart, and
she dribbles the entire team every training session. No,
it's that goal that she scored against Western United.
It's crazy, man.
She does it on a daily. See, when she was when she was having her foot issues and stuff, we were at training and she would try and train as much as she could because it was kind of like a pain that she would have to kind of pull through. And we were just like, babe, are you injured? What's going on in here? Because she would just literally, she would be on the team that is not starting type of thing, right? So she's playing against, the starting lineup. And she's ripping us apart. And we're like, babe, chill. We're playing tomorrow, But she's just great. She's just great. And like I said, she's just you wouldn't expect it when you meet her. Because she's She's like so like kind of shy and stuff.
I think there's also
great.
like a beauty in youth, and I wanted to talk about youth with you, Bart, because youth brings excitedness, it brings passion, it can also bring mistakes. Carl was really honest at the end of last season, saying he focused a lot, if not too much, on Nestoria and Kunda. Basically, the way that we played, him being the focal point of attack, maybe starting him or not starting him. Do you find, as an experienced player yourself, that with young players, so you're working alongside Panna, we've got Luca up the front, we've got Archie, who's still pretty young, we've got a lot of young players, Johnny's there, Ethan's there. You need to prepare that as brilliant as they can be, they will make mistakes, and it's how they learn from that, and that is going to be sometimes the difference between 3 points won or none.
Well, I would always encourage them to try and make mistakes. For example, Panna is a very positive defender. Like he's a pretty defender on the ball. He loves to play these balls between the lines, and he takes a bit of risk now and then, but this is what makes him a special player. And if he will stop doing that, this is his game. This is what makes him special, and this is what can help him in the future and makes him stand out as well. And the same is for Luca and Johnny. They have, all these boys have some special abilities that they have to keep exploring instead of just become a more boring and steady and stable player, right? But if you, at the same time, can learn from more experienced players like Javi and Isa and hopefully me, for example, Kido and Mok, there's a lot of them, then you can become a more of a all-rounder, right? And I think you could also see, for example, Panna is what he add to his game now is physical capacities, being aggressive, being organized and strong and composed defensively as well. And that just make all these young players hopefully better. And this is also what people come to the stadium for, right? This is excitement.
Tell you what, I just got excited because Eugene Galakovic just walked past over there. He's unbelievable. We're talking Socceroo over there. We're talking one of the GOATs. We're talking championship captain. Big huge. How good's that, eh? Special guest. Far out. What a legend. So are you nervous then? It's a blessing in disguise, but it's also a fearful thing because Panna and 3 of his teammates get to go wearing the green and gold, but then we're down a key defender. And Jordan Elsie's coming back from injury. Javi and Issa can almost slot back into that role, but they're approaching 50 years of age, those two boys. So it does provide a challenge. And if I can offer, from a fan's point of view, one of the most frustrating things as a supporter has been defensive lapses in key moments of games where we work so hard to score goals, but sometimes on the counter the other team concedes. So is that a second half of the season we need to address this?
No, sure. Good thing about Isa and Javi coming on is all their experience, right?
Yeah,
so
it is,
they are prepared to do the job, that's for sure. But yeah, this is a thing where we can still work on. I think it's been an issue in the past to just have a killer mentality up front to score goals, but also to just not concede goals and be very desperate not to concede goals, and to get the 3 points also towards the end of the game. And that's what we will be working on in the second part of the season too, and that can bring us hopefully big things.
Lucía, there's almost a bit of a gap in between where we are on the table and a team like Melbourne City, who have been the league leaders for so long, and being part of the City Group offers many things, which we all know. So then how do you aim high and be ambitious enough to go? Because at our best, I feel that we can win the league. We've got the 100%. Goal scoring power. We've also got a bit of mongrel. Like we're a strong, tough team. Like having a look at Hannah. I mean, Hannah's tough, right? We've got a tough team. So how do we get to that next level?
We just got to focus on us. Win all our games from here to the end of the season. I know it's easy to say, but honestly, it depends on us whether to get the points. We still have to play City again. We have to play Victory again. And if we take points from them, City tends to draw quite a lot of games. So they're not losing matches, but they are drawing quite a lot of games. Somehow they're losing points on that sense. So yeah, focus on us a lot. That's what we normally do when we plan for games. Try to strengthen our strengths and work on whatever weaknesses we have, timings of the matches and stuff. And yeah, I think if we carry on this positive path, we can do great things as well.
I think we take Adelaide for granted, people who have grown up and live in South Australia. I also think we take Cooper Stadium for granted, but the experience of playing at this venue, you've almost played at every venue around Australia and in New Zealand now. Tell us about Cooper Stadium.
Oh, it's just beautiful, man. It's scenic, like especially this summer night when the sky turns sort of pink and you have this full red stands and the flares and the flags and the chants. I just...
That's safe smoke. We're not allowed flares. Safe smoke, just in case the police are watching. Safe smoke.
Safe smoke.
I got you back, bro.
Yeah. We can cut that. We can edit that. Yeah. No worries.
I mean, it's been a sensation from the start. Like from my first home game here to the last game, it's just been great. And I know about a lot of players in the A-League that they just love to play in Adelaide because of the Cooper Stadium, because it's a proper football stadium. So this is what makes the club special, that's for sure.
And I, as a father of daughters, that if they decide to play football one day, hopefully we get to a point where every game they play will be here at this venue, as much as we love the surface at Marden and the games we play at Service FM. But you must love the experience of playing here too.
No, yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it when we train in here and we play in here. It's just great because the way we play football as well, we try to move the ball a lot. So it's tough when the field's not like this one, but I understand. This is like the best stadium in the league, in my opinion. I think it's just great because it's cozy. Yeah. It's not too big where people are too far apart. I just think it's great. It's just as red as you could get. So, yeah, it's perfect.
Just finally, I've loved spending time with you guys. Because you're both like traveling around, you were talking before about Instagram and basically Bart's an influencer and he's basically showing everyone where he's traveling all these beaches around the York Peninsula. You know what? I know you love Australia. My mum saw this outside her house the other day. There's a big snake, so that's disgusting. But I have heard, Bart, that you like to travel around, and as you said, you like to experience life. I know one of the quotes that will forever live with this football club is Juande, who says, "Enjoy the life." Like Juande had his leg broken in 2 parts, and he's like on the green whistle going, "Enjoy the life, it's all good." What's the most Australian thing you both have done since being here? What did you need to do to know that you were in Australia? Whether it's seeing a kangaroo, going to the beach. You go first, Lucía. What did you go, Lucía? What have you done?
Yeah, no, I went to a street just to go and see the kangaroos.
You did that?
What was it called? I don't remember. I don't remember.
There's just like a kangaroo street.
Yeah, there's a street. You go in it with your car, and then you just see a bunch of kangaroos everywhere.
Oh wow, I don't know that.
I don't remember what it was called, but we were down there. Now we were down there already. We're going to the beach. I think we might going to Byron Bay. I think we were going to.
Yeah.
And we asked, is there anywhere we could see kangaroos? Because we hadn't seen them yet. And then they told us, go down this street, and then we just saw a bunch of them. That's probably the most.
Love it, but you've done lots, mate.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I think it's just actually being able to drive your car on the beach. Like the first time I went to, I think it was Aldinga Beach, I was like, okay, where do I park my car? And then I saw people just driving their car up the beach. And
lots of people leave their car there and they don't realise that the tide comes in and their car gets underwater.
I think I've had this experience too. But
have you? No! Don't say that!
Watch out for that. No, and just that's so Australian to me. And then open the booth and prepare your lunch there and
it's good.
Play some music and just be there with the family, with friends. It's just, that's so typical Australian to me, but I started to enjoy it.
Well, this has been great, guys. What you've done on and off the pitch for the first half of the season has been amazing, but we're only halfway through. So thank you both for everything and for spending some time here. Don't forget, you can get your memberships. All of the merchandise is amazing. Go on a match day, knock on the door and ask for Will Mockridge and ask for a discount. I don't know if he'll give you one, but he might. Tomas also takes care of you. Keep on supporting Adelaide United. A good season for both our men and women so far. We'll see you at our next home game. Bart and Lucía, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.